Welcome back, guys. I'm back with another video, and this will be my last video regarding UFC 324. I'm just gonna be going over what's next for the fighters, in my opinion, like who I think they should fight next. As you can see, it's just called "What's Next for UFC 324 Fighters." I'm gonna go over all the last 6 fights, which is the fights I streamed and then I did my recap on and my prediction video on. So that's just what I'm doing for this video. I'm also gonna be doing explaining how long I think they should take off and all that. So I'm gonna stop talking. Let's get this started. So Justin Gaethje, who's now the UFC lightweight interim champion, defeating Paddy Pimblett. Obviously that was a very good victory. And yeah, he's now the champion. So what they should obviously do is give him his guaranteed title shot, since he's the interim champion. That is, makes him the official #1 contender. And he's supposed to be guaranteed a title shot now. So it should be Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje, and I think at the White House would be a perfect place to do that, as I mentioned in my recap video yesterday. I think that is the best situation I think we handle with Justin Gaethje now. He's American. He loves Trump. And he'll be at the White House, and he gets a title fight. I think that is definitely the best way for him. I've been hearing rumors that he might fight Arman Tsarukyan, and now even Dustin Poirier today. I hear Dustin Poirier would like to come back. I hope he was joking to come back for a trilogy of Justin Gaethje, which I don't think he should do at all. At least not now, since Justin Gaethje is the interim champion. Gaethje needs to attempt to get the belt, so he must fight Ilia, not Arman. This is his absolute last chance to get the belt. He automatically has to get a title shot now. He must have a title shot now against Ilia Topuria. This man, before he was even scheduled to fight Paddy, was going over how he said he threatened to retire if he didn't get a title shot. So they gave him an interim title shot, and he was fine with that. So he must get a title shot now. I haven't heard any saying or words on Justin Gaethje regarding if he'd fight Tsarukyan next. Nevertheless, this is Elijah House's opinion. Absolutely not. That's not even how it works. We're not doing a Tom Aspinall situation. Justin Gaethje is the interim champion. He must fight Ilia Topuria for the belt next. So that is what is next for him. Arman is just going to have to fight someone else. I know that Arman deserved a shot before, but now things are different. If Gaethje, they did have an interim title fight. Not the way I would have done things. He's now the champion. Arman, you are not the #1 contender anymore. Gaethje is. So Arman probably needs to wait and fight the winner, maybe, or fight one more time. Okay, now for the loser of this fight, we got Paddy Pimblett, who's next. So Paddy Pimblett, he just lost to Justin Gaethje, and it was an absolute dogfight and war. And yeah, as far as I think what's next for him, looking at the top 10, I think he should fight Gamrot. I think Gamrot is a good fight, and I think he should fight Gamrot in a 5-round main event in his hometown. That'd be great. So maybe they go to England, maybe later this summer. That'd be crazy. I think he should come back this summer, fight against Gamrot's hometown, main event, 5 rounds, and see if he can handle that. I want to see him fight a wrestler. Can Paddy out-wrestle a wrestler? Gamrot's a good wrestler. He's coming off that loss to Charles Oliveira. He looked pretty good. He's a pretty good offensive wrestler. I think got Oliveira down 1 or 2 times, but obviously Oliveira is the best submission artist of all time. It's in my opinion, and he's just on a whole nother level of grappling, at least for jiu-jitsu. Can Paddy beat Mateusz Gamrot? I want to see them grapple and see how interesting those scrambles would go. That is what I think was next for him. I think if he could manage to beat Gamrot, he'd be back in the top 5, and that he'd be working on something. And then he'd probably be only one or at most 2 fights away from a title shot from there. Paddy's still relatively young, and he's got time to grow and get better from that fight, because boy did he make a ton of mistakes in that fight. Literally chose not to wrestle at all. Now, to be honest, I'm not sure he would have even gotten those takedowns if he started wrestling heavy in the first 2 rounds, because that was like the best version of Gaethje we've seen in a long time. That was a really good version of Gaethje, and I explained earlier, if Gaethje fought like the best version of himself, there's almost no way Paddy wins. Gaethje is the better fighter. So that's what I think about that. Now, moving on to the co-main event. We got Sean O'Malley, Sugar, who won and beat Song Yadong by unanimous decision. Yeah, it was a pretty decent fight. O'Malley didn't look great. He looked okay. He looked decent, in my opinion. I think he only fought like 1 good round. Let's say the 3rd round. Landed a lot of good shots, piecing Yadong up. He got out-wrestled by Yadong, and I thought that was a difference maker. I personally thought Song Yadong won the fight, but it's okay. I'm not calling it a robbery. I think Sean could, I guess I'm not the judge. The judge Tad O'Malley. I do personally think there were some biases to it because it's a corrupted world we live in, and corrupted judges that we've had. We've seen this before, so I'm not mad at it because I don't think it's a robbery. But if I was a judge, I would have had Yadong up 29-28. It was still a really competitive fight, really close fight. I think the wrestling did the difference. But we're not talking about the recap. I think Sean O'Malley absolutely does not deserve a title shot next. He thinks he does. He did not win in spectacular fashion. A lot of people probably thought he lost, including myself. So no, absolutely not. He beat him, which is good. He got a win. I think realistically, I don't think this is what they're going to do with him because Dana White loves Sean O'Malley and sucks as you know what. But I think I actually like Sean O'Malley. I just want to get that out of the way. I'm not putting any emotion into this. I personally like Sean O'Malley, but business is business, and you can't be unfair to other fighters. So if it's up to me, Sean O'Malley needs to fight Umar Nurmagomedov next. And the winner of that will get the next title shot. I think that's the perfect fight. I think it should be a 5-round fight, main event of a fight night probably, or a co-main event. That would be a great fight. Number one contender fight for bantamweight. And yeah, obviously, for most anyone knows, O'Malley would get absolutely mauled and destroyed, in my opinion. The other second option O'Malley could fight, and what I think they will probably do next if they don't give a title shot, because I know Merab's already guaranteed the next title shot against Peter Yan. They'll probably give him Corey Sandhagen, I'll be honest. Corey Sandhagen's coming off a loss to Merab in his last fight back in October, I think. That would be a good fight, and I still think that would be probably like a 50-50 fight. I honestly don't know who wins. If I had to pick one, I'd probably lean toward Corey, but that'd be a really good fight, actually. And I think that is probably what Dana White is going to do in Hunter Campbell to save O'Malley and try to get him the belt, because they love O'Malley. He's one of their favorite fighters. He's in that top list of Dana White glaze. But I'm not one of these people and not in that community, so I personally think Suga must fight Umar. I noticed in the interview after the fight, he did not bring up Umar's name at all. He does not want him, and I don't blame him. I know he does not want to fight Umar because he knows what will happen to him if he fights him. But unfortunately for him, Dana White is an extremely competitive division, and that is what's got to be if he wants a title shot. Now, you could make another argument that O'Malley, if he wants to fight... If he fights Corey Sandhagen, I would say, okay, if you beat Corey Sandhagen, you need another fight to get a title shot. Or if you beat Umar, you get the next title shot. So it's up to him. But I personally think he must fight Umar because he wants that belt fast. He says he plans on retiring soon, so he probably needs to fight Umar. If he loses, I guess he'll retire because he just wants to fight for that belt. So that's what I think for Sean O'Malley. Moving on to his opponent, Song Yadong, whom I thought won, fought a very good fight. In the only round he lost, in my opinion, was round 3. Arguably lost round 1. In my opinion, it was noticeable. He pretty much won round 2 pretty easily. His wrestling was a difference. His wrestling's gotten better. Lots of good takedowns, lots of good blitzes. Yeah, he was really good at closing the distance. So Song Yadong, that was an unfortunate outcome for him. I think he should fight... I don't know if I forgot how to pronounce the name. It's the guy that beat Aldo barely, and he just came to a split decision with Chito Vera. It was like a lemonized Zahabi or something. I'll say Zahabi. I think that's a good fight for him. 3-round fight. Probably this summer, I think, would be a good date to do that. And I think Yadong will probably win. I think he has the tools to win and beat that man. It would be a pretty good competitive fight. But I would go with... I know he's pretty old as a hobby dude, I think. No, I actually don't remember. He might be like in his 30s. He might be... I could be completely wrong, but I feel like I remember him being in his 30s. But I think Yadong will win that, and I think that's a good bounce-back fight. Unfortunate outcome for him. Okay, now moving on to the third fight. Waldo Cortez Acosta coming off that TKO win against Derek Lewis. I'm not gonna lie, he did not look great in that fight. Neither of them looked very good. There was not a lot of strikes being thrown. A lot of guys are huge on this man. I'm not huge on him. I don't think he's that good. I think he's decent, but he's just a big boy. He's slow. He was not throwing a lot. He did not get that tired. His cardio did not seem like an issue at all. He was barely breaking a sweat in that fight. But yeah, I think this is what I think is next for him. I think we need an interim title fight for heavyweight. I think this is how I see it going. Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight champion. I think Aspinall needs to fight Gone for rematch. And then I think for the interim title fight, or here's what I think. I think Aspinall and Gone need to fight fairly soon, like April, before the White House card. Like, I'm thinking April or May. One of those cards, Aspinall fights Gone in a rematch. And then we have an interim title fight. Very unfortunate for Alexander Volkov. I thought Alexander Volkov lost to John LeMay in his last fight. But since he did it, he did get the win technically. I'm going Alexander Volkov versus Waldo Cortez Acosta for the interim title fight. I think that's the way to go. 5-round title fight. Probably, I don't even know when they'd fight. Probably like May or June, or July, somewhere around then, around summertime. That would be a really good fight. I think Volkov would take it. I think he would just keep his range and do more. But it'd be a good fight. I could see either one of them winning. I think Waldo is really good and he's got a lot of potential. He's got really heavy hands and he takes his time and waits for that shot. But I don't think he'll ever find that shot against someone like Volkov. But I'm not really making my prediction of this. I'm just saying what I think is next for them. So that's what I think is next for Acosta. I need to make a video saying the most misunderstood fighter and most potential wasted. John Almeida has had a very interesting career. I might make a video dedicated to him, but not this video. So his opponent, Derek Lewis, this man is 40 years old. He looked very bad. He was barely throwing anything. He just looked old, and he's out of gas. Practically gave up. I think he should fight one more time and then retire. I think it should be an unranked heavyweight, and hopefully he can get a knockout win. Probably not. Maybe 50-50. You never really know with Derek Lewis. But I think Lewis just looked terrible that fight. I think he needs to fight someone not in the rankings just for his last fight. Probably a 3-round fight, maybe a 5-round main event because it's a retirement fight. And yeah, that's all I think for him. Doesn't need to fight a ranked heavyweight. No point in that. Especially if he has one fight left. Okay, next fight. Natalia Silva defeats Rose Namajunas by decision. I thought this was... I'm not going to say this is robbery. I actually don't think it's robbery. But I thought it was, like, just like I said with the O'Malley Yadong fight, I thought Yadong won. I think Rose won a little more noticeably in this fight. I thought Rose was up 2-0 going into the third round. And it was a really competitive fight. Especially, I thought Natalia Silva clearly won the third round. And it was arguable that she won, little arguable, but I'm not saying it's complete robbery, but close to robbery. But Silva did not look good at all in this fight. She only looked good in the third round, similar to the O'Malley Song Yadong fight. Nevertheless, there's not really anyone else cut for the title shot, so she did technically win, so I think she should fight Valentina Shevchenko next for the title. And if she fights like she did against Rose, she will lose badly. Probably like 50-45. If she fights like she did against Alexa Grasso, I think it will be really competitive, and she could arguably become the champion. So I think she still has a lot of potential. I think she will come back and fight better. She got lucky with that win. I thought she lost if I was a judge, but she did win. Really thought Rose was screwed, but it's okay. Silva, I guess, give her a title shot. Since there's not really, she's probably the only clear-cut number one contender since she technically won on paper, and I think she fights Shevchenko next. Now for Rose Namajunas, it's just interesting for her. She's pushing 40 years old. She's older now at the last end of her career. I think she should fight, what is her name? I forgot her name, but it's okay. I think she should fight someone in the top 10. Come back probably late 2025, arguably her retirement fight, maybe one, at most 3 fights left, probably only 2 fights left. She's on her last edge. I think she should fight someone in the top 10 because she still looked really good in the fight. I thought she won. So I think she should fight someone in the top 10 in my opinion. And I'm sorry I don't know names. I mean, it's hard. I don't remember a lot of top 10, top 15 female names. But, yeah, maybe someone like Karine Silva or something like that. It's close. I don't think most people follow too much of women's MMA, but I do know a lot about it. But I'm not really thinking about it at the moment. I wish I could pull up the name. But I think she should still fight someone in the top 10. Moving on to the main card opener. Jan Silva defeated Arnold Allen by unanimous decision. He looked pretty good. I think he should take his time and come back and get better, because if he wants to become champion, he's going to need to look better than that, because it was pretty much a war if Arnold Allen took a lot of damage. Arnold Allen is good, but he's not that good. Like, people in level like Volk is the champion. He's still not ranked in the top 10, but he will be now. probably by tomorrow when they make the rankings on Tuesday, because that's usually when they do that. So I think when he is ranked in the top 10, I think he should fight probably someone like Yair Rodriguez or Aljamain Sterling. But it's really interesting and weird to word because I think potentially Yair Rodriguez and Aljo should fight next. So I don't know, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that they do give. I'm you know what? I'm gonna change it right here. Let Aljo fight Jan Silva. I would love to see that fight. I would obviously be rooting for Aljo the whole time because Aljo is one of my favorite fighters, if y'all didn't know. I think Aljo would win. It'd be a very interesting fight. I'd be very disappointed if y'all knocked him out. But I think that's the best fight for him. I think Yair Rodriguez doesn't deserve a top 5 fight for beating someone who wasn't even in the UFC. Patricio Pitbull, which also was a long time ago. And I think Yair should fight someone in the top 10. That's what I think for him. And then now for the guy who lost to Jan Silva, Arnold Allen. Back to the drawing board. He fought good. Disappointing loss. I think he should fight someone else in the top 10, or he should get a more guaranteed win, someone unranked or a top 15 guy. Don't really know any names for him, but someone in the top 15, in my opinion. Someone like that. Not sure who. There's tons of guys for him. He should probably come back. And no, he should probably come back because he took a lot of time last fight. He should come back relatively soon, probably like mid-late 2026, in my opinion. Get better, improve, make sure he gets the win. Give him a top 15 guy. Last fight I'm going over. It was the featured prelim. Umar Nurmagomedov defeating Figgy. Already went over Umar. I think Umar should fight Suga for the number 1 contender fight. I think they've done a really bad job of Umar's career, making him fight Batista and then Figgy right after that. 2 people way lower than him in his ranking. So give him a number 1 contender fight. 5 rounds. Sean O'Malley. Probably fight night main event. And then last fighter, Figgy. He is really old. I don't know if he's 40 yet, but he's pushing 40. He's very old. Also in his last wave of his career. He fought pretty good against Umar. I think he should fight 1 or 2 more times for retires, at most 2. I think he should fight someone in the top 15 rankings or someone unranked. Probably someone unranked if he wants to get a win. And then I think he should retire then. So that is what I think about for the UFC 325, what they should do next. Let me know what y'all think in this video. I ask you please like and subscribe, turn on notifications if you're new. And thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, thanks for watching. If you only watched for a little bit, I encourage you guys to comment down below what your thoughts on this and anything you disagree or agree with. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.